Hey, everybody, welcome back to the One Page One Shot Club. I am the master of ceremonies and the master of games tonight, Ryan Doyle. And to my left on screen here is.
I'm Brad Wolf with Dire Den.
And I'm Mike from MBR.
I am Bunch of Birds, aka Jim.
We are birds. Well, you are birds. You are seagulls, in fact. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. When the sun rises in New York City, it shines on the tallest buildings first. And at the peaks of these skyscrapers, the rosy red fingers of dawn caress the penthouses well before day has begun for the lowly denizens of the lower floors. In fact, these high rises cast long shadows blocking whole neighborhoods from the full light of day. And so, vitamin D deficient New Yorkers pack into crowded subway cars beside wide-eyed tourists unprepared for a ride through the underbelly and bowels of the city that never sleeps, to all step blinking into the light of the sunniest place in New York City, Coney Island. On this particular morning, there is an even greater flood of people heading for Brooklyn than usual because today is the 31st annual French fry eating contest. The lofty smell already mingles with the odor of hot dogs and jet exhaust from planes flying into JFK to create an alluring olfactory cocktail carried on the ocean breeze. The salt air is also saturated with sound as well. A chorus of voices speaking languages from all over the world, the calliope cacophony of dozens of carnival rides and amusement park games, the shouts of sideshow barkers, the screams of people wondering if this century-old wooden roller coaster was really a good idea, and faintly, in the distance, the unmistakable cries of a flock of seagulls. Gentlemen, you are a seagull. Your beak is a jagged shard of hate, your eyes twin pinpricks of malice, and in your brain the words "fuck you" written very small thousands of times on scrunched up gambling tickets. You'd be profoundly stupid if you weren't so aggressive. Your daily operations are so immediate, so self-centered, and so vicious that you are almost impossible to outmaneuver. This is Everyone is Seagulls by Grant Howitt, creator of Heart and Spire and a ton of awesome one-page TTRPGs, none of which I believe are going to be as dark and sinister as this. So
Wow,
we're going to
what an intro to the game.
Yeah.
I was
had a long
like, oh
time to
man, this
prepare
is
this
sounding epic. Yeah.
I like to set the bar really, really high and then limbo under it.
I've never had so much respect for seagulls until now.
I tried to get you into character here. I'm going to ask all of you to start by rolling a d6. We're going to re-roll dupes because I want each of you to have a distinct mission in this game.
Sweet.
Your brain is an unrelenting pachinko hell of frantic ambition. You have a mission for today. It is your everything. Technically, you're supposed to roll each time you get a new seagull, but I think that's going to happen quite a bit the way I plan to run things. I see two threes. Was there a re-roll?
Yeah, I think Mike came in first, so I'll re-roll.
Cool.
That was a 6.
Brad, you got a 3. Your mission is to burn down the lifeguard tower. Mike, you are looking to steal the uncooked fish from the chip shop. I will say Grant Howitt is a British fellow, and that is where they make French fries. Jim is a 6. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Wreck the yacht-based marriage ceremony.
She is too good for him. I'm going to break it up.
Yes. Vamp. Run with that however you will. Now, I'm not going to put it on the screen, but there are 30 seagulls. And you can roll a d10 right now if you so choose, or just start from the top. But after that, you just go in order. You take the lowest numbered available seagull every time. All right. So Mr. 5 is going to be the distracting seagull. 8 is the tall seagull, and that's a 7 for our flappy seagull. That is the
So-
core of your
Okay.
being, other
So
than your
I
seagull.
am the tall seagull who wants to burn down the lifeguard tower.
Embrace your fate. Turn to the dark side.
And I am the distracting seagull that wants to steal a fish from a very British food shop.
And I am a flappy seagull who is going to break up that wedding.
So the game mechanic, the core game loop here is based on yelling, and we're going to modify that just slightly to make this bearable to listen to out there on the internet.
Yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to be stage yelling for sure.
To direct the flock to action, yell, all caps, anything. Make a noise like a seagull if it helps. If at least 2 other players join in with yelling, you command the flock to take immediate decisive action. So with the 3 of us here, we're talking about full unanimous consent. Describe what it is. If less than 2 players join in with the yelling, meaning if only 2 people yell and one person abstains from this yelling, the person who started the yelling and the chump who joined in, if there is one, are cast out of the flock, and your seagull is removed from play. If you try to secure guaranteed support before you yell or do anything tricky like that, you are cast out of the flock for cowardice, and your seagull is removed from play. So no metagaming. You move as a flock. The flock is one. There are 30 of you at all times, and you're just trying to direct the flock in a direction. Risky actions. I'm not going to give you examples because they're going to come up when the flock makes a risky action. The GM, that's me, determines how many seagulls will be removed as a result. 1 for the least risky, D3, which is half of a D6 for you math encumbered people, for pretty risky, and D6 for actually very risky. The more risky an action is, the more impressive and useful it is when it pays off. Then each player should roll a d6 and add 1 to the result if the action is made easier by their traits. You thought that was just flavor, man. In order from lowest to highest, remove those gulls from the flock until the required number is reached. On an unmodified 1, not only is your gull removed from the flock, but something goes dramatically wrong during your exit. On an unmodified 6, you remain in the flock and earn an unexpected benefit as well. Concerning success and failure, there is no such divide as long as what you're doing is remotely within the abilities of a large group of furious seagulls. It works. Improvise side effects and strayed outcomes as desired. You might not even need a GM. Oh boy, whoops, I'm out of a job. Non-flock actions. Seagulls outside the flock are liable to be taken out of the running due to their isolated state. Each time they do something risky, they roll a dice on a 4+. 3+ if what they're doing is made easier by their trait. They are okay. Otherwise, they're removed from the flock permanently as above. There's still no roll for success or failure, but the abilities of a single seagull are a lot less potent than those of an entire flock. All right. So you are seagulls. You have your purpose. You have your traits. You move as one horrifying ball of feathers and beaks and poop. So much poop. Not that it matters, but the dice board here is also our battle map of Coney Island. You are currently out to sea.
I'm just looking at all the shops, marking my prey.
Say, fellas, do you smell French fries? I could swear I smell French fries.
I definitely smell French fries.
It's wafted in the air. It's time for us to make our mark on this world. And do you want some fish too to go with your French fries? That sounds like amazing. Like the combination of fish and French fries. Doesn't that sound great to you? And by the way, I'm like covered in garbage. It's like hard not to look at me. I got like the rings from like the plastic rings from like a 6-pack all over me. Pieces of foil like matted in my fur or my feathers. I'm just like, it's almost like I wear it as like fashion. Doesn't that sound great to y'all?
Distracting bird. I keep trying to answer your question, but then I keep forgetting what you asked me.
I asked you, how are you feeling today?
Tall bird, do you know what he's talking about?
Feelings? I think I heard of those things. But I think he also said fish and chips.
Feelings,
Yeah, that's what I
fish
said
and
the
chips.
first time.
I propose we go get some fish and chips.
Exactly.
Fish and chips! Fish and chips!
Fish and chips. Fuck.
It's settled.
You
right.
notice that I'm not actually that much taller than everybody. I just have a scar on top of my head where I was attacked by, some bigger bird. And that scar gives me this weird, like, cowlick-like thing that makes my feathers shoot up almost like a mohawk on the top of my head.
I'm getting cockatoo vibes. So I shall draw your attention to the fact that there are two Nothons on the map. The famous Nothons chain. This one is attracting a crowd as they are preparing to host the French fry eating contest. I don't know if that actually registers to you or not, but there seems to be a whole bunch of people congregating around this one. This one back here says, "Ye old Britishy Nothons."
Do we know English language as seagulls?
0. No.
Okay, cool.
It kind of all smells like French fries to me, guys. I don't know.
Maybe we just start our way from the first one we see and keep on going until they're all gone.
Oh, like a checklist. I love it.
Yeah.
Organized.
Or we just go around and poop on everyone down here.
Well, I was saying that it looks like there's a target-rich environment. There's a bunch of those like people-looking things over there.
I mean, we got to empty ourselves out before getting the fries, right? So that just makes logical sense.
Yeah.
I think we do a drive-by, kind of like a bombing run, and then go try to find some fries and fish. Obviously, fish.
Fish.
If you don't have room for the fries, where are they supposed to go? That's very smart.
There's some people over there that are looking a little bit. All these other people over here on the beach, they look like they're kind of like mobile and whatever. There's a whole group of people over there that I see, and I'm looking at a place where it's like there's like nice rows of chairs and people are kind of like sitting down, congregating, looking at each other. And specifically, there's one person in a very big white gown. That sounds like they're easy targets over there, I think.
Is that what I think it is? Is that a yacht?
Sure. I don't know what a yacht is, but yeah, that sounds awesome.
I
Is that
don't
a new
either,
name
but
for
that's
something
what
that
I'm
you just
looking
thought
for.
of?
That's where Charlene and Darren are. I have to get there before they do something terrible.
Wait, you seen a long lost love right now?
I don't know what that is. I just know that I gotta get there and I gotta fuck up that wedding. It's my reason for being. What did I say? Charlene and Darren. I should write that down.
I'm just crossing out the NPCs I spent hours creating here. There is, in fact, between you and the shoreline, there are boats in the water. One of those boats is a little bit bigger and boxier, and has these like garlands of flowers, which are boring because they are not that edible or interesting to you. But it's all decked out in white, and there are in fact little tall, high top tables on that back deck with people mingling. There are people walking around with little shiny platters with tiny little pieces of food on them, and champagne everywhere.
Maybe I'm just thinking out loud here. Maybe if we go down to the yacht and eat all the little food, we'll get enough energy to go look for the French fries.
Right. And you can ignore this roll. This is for me, for my own decision making.
Cool.
I look at you and I just say, you know what? No, we gotta get the fish first. The fish is like the main course. Why go on like the small pickings when we can get the main idea? Everyone follow me.
No, everyone follow me. I declare Distracting Bird is an interloper and an infidel and should be cast out of the flock.
Who are you following, Brad?
Oh gosh. All right.
Choices.
Tall Bird, we need you. You must decide.
All right. I rolled high. I'm going with the wedding. I'm going after Darren.
Screw you
Get the
guys.
fuck out of here, Distracting Bird.
I'll find a new flock. You'll rue the day. As I'm flapping, all these pieces of garbage are just flying off me. Which means now I am a big.
You
wait,
are-
are you?
You
a
are
big
now on
seagull
a
now.
you are now on a solo mission, perhaps, or we're gonna say goodbye to the distracting garbage bird, and you could be the big one. There are
Oh.
30 seagulls here, and the object of the yelling is to convince all 30. I know
Yeah.
it's kind of abstract because there's 3 of us on this board here, but you were trying to convince the entire flock to go with you, and
Well,
the
my
distracting
intention-
garbage bird has failed.
Yeah, my intention was to show the mechanic at the beginning, so I'm fine with the garbage bird just going off to the sunset.
Well, he's still on the table. He didn't do anything too risky, but he's
Gotcha.
he's off the map for now. And again, there are 30 now 29 seagulls in this
Mhm.
flock, and they kind of get progressively more interesting. So yes,
Cool.
do not be precious
Um,
with your burbs.
Sweet. Yeah. Then he just flies off, going towards the oldie fish shop at the north side, and behind you, I'm already forgetting what birds are who.
You're big. Oh.
Jim's bird.
I am Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird, side-scrolling video game. From behind you, a very large seagull, very fluffy, old mottled feathers, kind of like looms over you. They almost seem like a pelican, if anything. Maybe they are. Just kind of like looks at you, just says, "That was very good of you, showing leadership like that. You
Nah,
should always direct the crew where things are easiest for food. That's what we need is easy targets, easy food." And behind you is this, yeah, again, a large seagull that looks like a pelican named the Dawn.
oh, you're the Don. I've heard about you. I've seen you around the flock.
I've been here for a very long time, and this is my last time of maybe my last run with the crew here. We'll see what happens.
Oh, wow. The Don's here for one last job, Tall Bird. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard lots of good things about the Dawn.
Good. What else would you hear about me? There's only good things to hear about me, right? Right.
Of
Right.
course. Only good
Good.
things.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
Where's my? Do I re-roll my purpose or whatever, or do I?
You can if you want to. You can if you want to,
Um,
or you can just let it ride on the eat the fish from the French fry shop.
And that's a D10, right?
That's it's actually a 6.
Oh, 6. A 2 on purpose.
You want to ruin that kid's beachside birthday party.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If I do this favor for you on the day of this person's wedding, will you, in turn, do a favor, one last favor for the Don?
Favor swap.
There's this stupid little prick of a kid I need some help with. I need my crew one last time to get revenge on my mortal enemy. I've come back
Yeah.
here every year to the fair, and this same kid, ever since he was a baby, has been taking away my corn dogs. Whenever I fly down, I need that corn dog back, specifically from that stupid ass kid.
Oh, this is terrible.
I, I survey the beach. How close is the kid to the lifeguard stand?
Fairly close. There is like from a bird's eye view, there is the swimming section, which is where the lifeguard stand is in the center of, set back a little bit. Um, Further to the west is the what apparently is a children's party. There are blankets and big old umbrellas and these like Spider-Man napkins flying in every direction and screaming, some of which is joyful, some of which is just primal rage of sugar-fueled 5-year-olds who've lost their Spider-Man napkins. But I will say, I believe 29 Seagulls are currently circling a wedding yacht
Well,
because Flappy Bird did win the the confrontation there to direct, and it makes sense. You're coming in from the ocean. You are over the boat now between you and the beach, the lifeguard stand and the child's birthday party. That prick of a 5-year-old is the wedding yacht.
Can Flappy Bird see Charlene and Darren down below on the yacht? Are they together?
You
Do they
see,
look happy?
there's a bunch of dudes in suits. You do not see a woman in a white dress. But as this conversation has been going on in the sky, mind you, the people around all the tables and the people distributing little pieces of food seem to have all like congregated on the other side of the boat, and now they're sitting in this weird linear pattern. They're all just like in rows of chairs, and there is a gentleman in a suit in the front, and then there's a guy standing beside him in like a different kind of suit that's got like a lot of like shiny buttons, and he actually has a bird on his shoulder. And it's like almost the opposite of a seagull. It's a little smaller and more demure and colorful.
This is unacceptable. Flappy's gonna say, Charlene, I'm coming for you, and he's gonna dive bomb.
You actually know the names of your enemies. I like it.
Flappy Bird cannot abide this. He will leave the flock and attack that bird specifically. That bird's got to be the cause of all this. It's the reason Charlene left. It's got to be.
Okay, solo mission. I don't know why this feels so important right now, but
just roll a D6.
Does your flappiness? Oh boy!
Full on kamikaze. I'm not expecting to come back.
Does your flappiness help you in some way attack this bird?
Yeah, because my intent is to tuck my wings, dive bomb, and then I'm going to go just next to and below, and then I flap up, which is where I get all my power on the flap up. But I hit the button just at the bottom, just below, boing, and uppercut that fucking bird.
That bird gets knocked off the shoulder of the gentleman with the shiny buttons, and you can see now that you're like closer, he's got this bizarre hat thing on his head, and the bird goes, "Fuck you!" and falls trying to flap, but his wings are clipped, and he hits the deck, literally, and the captain takes a knee and goes, "No, Petey! Ah!"
Petey. And I'm going to look around for Charlene and start saying, Charlene, baby, it's going to be okay. Of course, it's just like, quack, quack, quack. Wait to me. I'm like, Charlene, baby.
And now that you are eye level with the central cabin of the boat, you can see a beautiful woman, huge blonde ringlets coming down over a beautiful white gown. standing in the wings, waiting to walk down the aisle towards. Yes, indeed, this is Daryl beside the captain. Daryl, was that his name?
Darren.
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 Hey,
I'm
hey,
gonna
Don.
look up at
Hey,
the
Don, did you
flock
see
and
that?
scream,
Oh,
"Help!"
I see everything. But just in case I didn't see, why don't you tell the rest of the flock what you saw?
Flappy just attacked that disabled bird.
What?
That guy's ruthless.
That's okay. I come from an old time. That's acceptable to do. Should we help him? Now, chain of command wise, I've had my time. You're now the one in charge. Now that Flappy Bird's gone from the flock, do we help him out, or do we just keep on keeping on?
No, I like the idea of this going after this kid because like I see a birthday cake. Is that what I see? I think there's a birthday cake, and
They're
I
all
think that
birthday cakes out here.
and I think that means there might be a lighter nearby, and I kind of need one of those.
Wow. All right, I'm
I like
calling
your
it.
style.
I'm calling it. Flappy Bird
No.
is gone. Heartbroken, lovesick, rolling around with Petey the parrot, getting swatted at by a captain's hat, and we cut to Sharp Seagull. Interpret that as you will. As now part of the flock. Tallbird is yelling to go. I know, actually, I think the consensus is we're going to the birthday party.
Quick, while Flappy Bird is distracting the group, take your lighter, son. Get it. Get the thing you desire. Grab it by the feathers and never let go.
Yeah, so we're headed towards the birthday party, right? Because Dawn wants to get the kid, and I want that lighter. So the rest of the flock can go after the kid, but I'm headed straight for the lighter because I got to burn down that guard station.
Cool. Yeah, sure enough, under the biggest of the umbrellas, because I don't think you would know the difference between an umbrella and one of those like pop up like pavilion things. There is a table, and on that table is a cake, and on that cake, written in some cryptic script that you don't quite have the ability to decipher, it says, "Little tragedy is turning 5."
Tragedy.
As you guys are at the edge of the flock looking down, a bird comes up from behind you. A bird who's got a scar over one eye and a little red bandana, and then a black leather jacket. And he pulls out 2 switchblades. Whoosh, whoosh. Hey guys, how you doing? Don, I don't see you in this part of the flock too often.
Where'd you come from? No, I've usually just kind of sit in the back, but there's one last thing in life I need to do.
Oh yeah, what's the play? I'm with you, boss.
My mortal enemy, the one that I've seen every single season I come down to Coney Island, Corn Dog Calvin. I've known him since he was 4. He's turning 7 today. I don't want him to turn 8. Or I just want to ruin his party. One of the two. Maybe not as violent as I'm kind of presenting it, but a little. I want to mess his day up because he's messed up so many attempts of mine to get food from these parties at the beach. So,
Sure, boss. Whatever you need, I'm down for a little wet work if it comes to that. And then maybe after we could go back to that yacht because I do kind of need to avenge Flappy's death as I owed him a life debt from previous
Yeah,
flock.
sure.
You guys didn't know him.
Yeah, that's
Flappy
fine.
was
That makes sense to me. I mean, we are very loyal animals, us seagulls. Scientifically known to be the most loyal of animals.
They made
Who
for
cares
minutes.
about dogs? We're the loyal ones, right? We are man's
Yeah.
best friend, but also worst enemy.
Yeah.
On the boardwalk between you and the amusement park, the food, the sideshow. Now that you mentioned it, there are a ton of dogs. They seem to be wearing clothes, which even is weird. But there are all these like little dogs in like bow ties and tutus. But yeah, sure enough, there is a cake for tragedy, and there beside it says, "Our little prick is turning 7."
All right, Sharpie, Tully, I don't know if you two are with me, but I need to do this. We're going in. And I
Go with
just
you, boss.
tuck my wings back and just straight nosedive towards the cake to use my body as a weapon to try to destroy said cake.
Okay,
And
that
then
feels
also
like
possibly pick up a corn dog on the way out.
you've upped the difficulty. This is now pretty risky.
All right.
So I'm gonna roll a d6. I am going to roll it myself because I want it to be
Okay.
a secret.
Mm.
Because this is determining how many seagulls this will cost the flock. This little maneuver here. I need, before you roll the dice, for you to sell me on any way your trait makes you better at this current
Well, it's
motion.
easy. It's easy to aim at this cake because I am so big. I'm like I said, almost like as large as like a pelican or an albatross type of thing. In fact, some people in the lore of this seagull group maybe think that I'm half albatross, half seagull. But yeah, it's a target that I've known every single year for the past 3 years. I've come to the same party every single time trying to get the corn dogs that I need to get. And this is a plan that I've been thinking about in my brain. This is why I stepped down from leadership of the Seagulls itself and why I've been in the background for so long. For the 3 years is a long time for a Seagull to be in a group. This group specifically, we've already lost 2 within 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's most of their life as far as I know. I looked up zero seagull facts. I considered it and decided, no, I'm going in blind. I don't know a damn thing about seagulls more than the average person. So 3
Right.
years is about their life expectancy as far as
So
I'm
for
concerned.
3 years, I've specifically planned to target this exact birthday party, this exact cake at this exact time of the year. And my body's huge. That's all I got.
Okay, I would give you a +2 if I could. I'm only giving you a +1 though.
Okay.
To sharpness and or tallness 8, because we're all rolling d6s. The lowest, some number of the lowest are out.
Okay. Do I need to roll now? Is that the...
Everybody's rolling a d6.
So Sharp is gonna go switchblades out front, arms crossed, so he corkscrews through the air on his downward descent. Total
Okay.
And
spinning,
I'll even,
spinning
like-
blades of seagull death.
I'll even like kind of like how rollerbladers rollerblade behind each other. I'm giving you that like that speed boost behind me.
Drafting.
Yeah, drafting. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
I got a +1 for drafting, GM.
Sure.
Okay.
Brad, roll me a d6.
I'm falling in behind.
All right. So the dawn.
Mm-hmm.
An entire flock of seagulls swooping in from over the ocean. They were kind of like circling this yacht far out to sea, not too far out to sea, because he can't leave New York territorial waters because he's on parole. But the seagulls suddenly turn inland, and as one in that weird collective hive mind that birds can exhibit, flying in a flock, filter in underneath this canopy chaos, cake, Spider-Man napkins, crying children, just devastation. The Don grabs a corn dog on his way out, taking back to the air 2 seagulls fewer in the flock. Brad and Jim, you're getting new ones. Sharp.
No!
and
Sharp,
Tall
I had such a character arc and vision for him.
did
You'll be
not make it
remembered.
out.
Um,
I was gonna
Sharpie
say,
was
don't-
the best of us. Also, tall guy was pretty cool too.
I was
He
going to
was
advise you
pretty
to
tall.
not
That's
develop
true.
as much, but it's actually, I think it's better for you to make a very rich character for me to just swat it out of the sky.
So who's next?
I can tell you if that's easier for
Feathery
all of
Seagull?
us. We
Feathery.
skipped loud, which I don't feel too bad about, but there's a loud and there's a feathery in play. Who wants what?
Go ahead, Brad.
I'll take loud.
All right, I will be Feathery Seagull. I can do that.
Little tragedy, sand flowing through her tiny, rage-filled 5-year-old fists, unable to name or process or contain all of the emotion flowing through her as a flock of seagulls have devastated her co-birthday party with that little prick.
Nice. And as I'm like, I scoop also the corn dog, and I kind of like throw it up to chomp on some more. I would say that a little bit of my underbeak, my gullet kind of expands a little bit. Like I stop my bird mewing as it would be, and it my like my pelican under gullet kind of shows for a second. I'm like, oh shit, and then I hide it again. Yeah, I go back into the sky. Do I pick a new guy, or am I still the Don? I'm good to go.
I mean, you survived, but if you want
Cool.
to retire the dawn and fly off into the sunset, even though it's a couple hours
that's
after
totally,
dawn,
no, that's good. I'll keep being the Don until he perishes.
cool. I will say we got the Gabby Seagull on deck.
Okay.
All
It
right.
says Grabby, actually.
Mm.
Grabby.
Oh, Grabby. That's much better.
That one.
And as I fly into the distance, I look back at Little Tragedy, and if a bird could flip the bird, they would as they fly away.
Well, so at the back of the flock, kind of the last one to dive in out of this, attack pattern, I landed in the punch bowl and then rolled across a bunch of icing. So now my tail feathers are dyed red, and I have green and blue icing all over the rest of me. So I am very loud in color. Still fresh in my mind is my best friend's goal to burn down the guard tower. So I drop out of the flock after I bounce around from punch bowl to icing cake to try to grab that lighter.
And flying through the flock, noticing this very loud bird, which is incredibly attractive, is a very, very feathery, very foofy bird who looks like they are in a Las Vegas burlesque show, who comes flying up. This party looks dreadful. What are we doing?
Hey, Feathery, distract those guys.
Oh, loud bird. You're looking very, everything.
Yeah, it's kind of a new look I just acquired. But I need that. Pointing at the lighter on the table as I flap around underneath the pavilion.
I just imagine this chaos, and then just two birds looking at you like, oh, hey, you're looking great.
But it's in reality, it's a flock of seagulls, and you're just like screaming at each other. And one looks punk rock, and one looks like they just came out of the dryer. I say that you do that. I mean, you have wreaked chaos on this children's birthday party. The parents are in emergency damage control mode. There are a couple dads who are swinging around tablecloths and the lid of one of those styrofoam coolers, trying to whack at seagulls. But this is I'll say this is a little risky. Operation Get a Lighter here. So the lowest roll we shall whack with a cooler lid. Roll off. That's a respectable 3 from our punk rock bird. The sharp one. No, I'm sorry. The loud
I got to
one.
roll too?
Everyone's rolling. Everyone's rolling every time.
Okay.
It's
I don't know how Feathery can
every
help
action
me,
is a flock
so-
action.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna let this ride.
Oh.
Oh, sixes.
Nothing is more punk
Woohoo.
rock than grabbing a lighter off of the folding table at a children's birthday party in pretty much right where you acquired your coloration. You grab it, you take to the sky, and in a poof of multicolored feathers, this one dad goes, "Not today, bird!" Boom! And our loud seagull is no more, but rocketing through the air, spinning in slow motion, is it's not even a Bic lighter, it's one of those barbecue boys. One of those long barbecue lighters. Brad, you are now the Grabby Seagull.
Grabby Seagull.
That's the
Well, that's
problematic
perfect because
one.
Grabby Seagull's going to grab that lighter.
I say that you do that. Grabby Seagull now has a lighter.
And I imagine Grabby Seagull has like some sort of mutation from like being too close to the, nearby chemical waste that's, dumping into the Hudson River or something like that.
Yeah,
And
you spend a lot of time around like Red Hook, and your talons are a little too dexterous. They're like borderline fingers. It's creepy. It's wrong.
yeah, on my right talon has like an extra claw, like so, if I was a human, I'd have 6 fingers, kind of a thing.
Mm. So seeing grabby seagull appear, feathery seagull will fly over and say, "Oh, hey there, Grabby. Did I hear you say something about how you wanted to burn down the lifeguard tower? Wasn't that you?"
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, let's do it.
So I was wondering, I saw you grab that lighter out of there. Very impressive. So
Oh,
I
thanks,
was wondering, there's a yacht that's sort of going around over there. And it's very important to me that I fuck up that yacht because they murdered Flappy, who was a dear friend of mine. Flappy, very popular bird. Everyone knew him. Everyone loved him. Anyway, I want to destroy that yacht, so I was wondering, maybe we could wait for the yacht to pass near the lifeguard tower, then you can burn it down. And also, I have an in with the Don, the Don. He might be able to cause some sort of distraction in order to make sure that they aren't able to get the yacht out of the way, or I don't know. We could leave that up to him. But what do you say we go talk with the Don?
Oh, this sounds like a plan. I got the lighter. Now I just needed something to burn.
I feel like it's my duty as the game master to say this is a little elaborate plan for seagulls, and I'm going to require a vote by yelling. Where are you going, Burbs?
2 birds with 1 stone. That's what this plan is called.
Burn the
Wait, so
tower. Burn
Okay.
the tower.
So you're gonna light so the object is to light the tower on fire and therefore burn down the yacht.
Yes.
Okay. Mike, are you down to?
The
is your
We're
bird-
Don
talk
is
to the
just
Don
looking
about it.
like kind of 1,000-yard stare in the distance, just like I finally did it. I did my life's work. The only thing I needed to do. What's next? We've lost so many soldiers in this endeavor.
He done.
Already so many gone. Huh? What's up?
He done.
Yeah.
Grab that
What's up?
tablecloth. Grab that tablecloth.
You don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna grab it because I want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever you say, Don. Yeah,
He's so cool.
yeah. Did you grab the tablecloth?
He's like he grabs it, yeah, and then what? Wait, what's the plan? What's the next? Are we getting revenge for our fallen comrades? What's happening?
To the
I need
tower.
something to do.
The tower,
I
everybody,
need.
to the tower. Let's go.
We're going to the tower.
We need to destroy the lifeguard tower and also have it fall on the yacht. You see the one that's slowly drifting around out there?
Yeah. No, that's just crazy enough to work. I like both of your styles.
All right. Armed with that crappy party store papery Spider-Man tablecloth and a barbecue lighter, and a progressively shrinking flock of seagulls you take to the lifeguard tower.
Real quick,
It,
before leaving this party, can everyone just take a quick shit? Just as we're like, yeah, thank you guys.
I'm going to house rule it that you are just constantly shitting.
Cool. My body is just getting smaller. It's withering away.
Well, you guys just ate a ton of cake, and the Don had a corn dog, and we didn't really address the fact that it probably had a stick in it, and he swallowed the whole thing. So yeah, I imagine there's plenty of poop happening. On the way to the lifeguard tower, there is a bronze teenager in red shorts. He's got a whistle around his neck, zinc oxide on his nose, as this flock of screaming, angry, cake-covered seagulls flies towards them. He stands and cinematically tosses his hair, somehow in a very slow motion style, and looks to you, coming to him as if out of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. This feels very risky. We are literally playing with fire here. Okay, give me rolls. Tell me if your trait helps you do the thing that you're attempting to do here.
I've got my mutated grabby claws with my extra talon.
I will give you a +1 for being an abomination.
So I'm flicking the lighter to get it lit and trying to light the tablecloth on fire.
Jim, I'm tempted to give Feathery a -1 for being the most flammable seagull in the first 10 or 11 that I've read so far. So you want to talk me out of that, or?
All I can say is that Feathery Seagull will have her revenge. Nothing will stop her.
And by the way, while we're doing this, we're lining. So the plan was we're lining this tower up to fall onto a yacht in the water.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Cool. Just making sure.
That's what's happening in the sea. The seagull has a brain about the size of a pea.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a walnut.
It's
It makes
only-
perfect sense.
It's gotta reach.
We'll get to that part.
I guess yeah, since we're pea-sized brain, I guess in my eyes I'm just like, okay, the best way to make sure that this thing lights on fire is if I'm lit on fire too. I'm just gonna wrap the tablecloth on me and try to fly to the biggest spot on this lighthouse.
I love it. Everybody roll dice. Self emulation is in effect. That is a critical success, which we didn't really address the first time you guys rolled 6s. All right. With your bizarre, disgusting, and disturbing hand put, you light the Spider-Man tablecloth on fire. It is not graded to be non-flammable, even though this is built for children. It came from some cut-rate shop down in Chinatown, and it ignites.
Is cake frosting somewhat fire repellent?
To a degree, but you are wrapped in a fireball. So
Cool.
Streaking out of the sky like a meteor is what some would say looks like an albatross. It's like a comet crashing into the side of this lifeguard stand. It goes because you are still a seagull.
Quick, the Dawn needs more frosting. Get more frosting for the Dawn.
The Dawn's cooked, baby. Fried chicken here.
It wasn't fast enough with the frosting.
Feathery, I hate to break it to you, but you are also
No.
on fire. Perhaps not dead, but flying away from the flock in a panic. I imagine, back to the ocean to put yourself out.
I
To stop,
imagine
drop,
Feathery probably
and
just
roll.
floated up and up and up. Just too feathery to lighter than air. Floating out
Like
in
a
space.
hot air balloon, like a Chinese lantern, because you're slowly burning up.
Grab Feathery!
Waft
Grab
into the sky.
Feathery! Grab Feathery!
I like to think that as I'm in this blaze of fire, I do some like grandiose speech about how, every bird deserves their corn dog and no more birthdays will ever, with the falling of this tower, will ever transpire here on this beach again. And this beach will belong to all of Seagull kind, and just, and then just gone. Like,
And Chad, the 17-year-old lifeguard, hears your speech, which to him is just and looks down and sees that his lifeguard tower, which is like, what is it, 12, 15 feet tall, is currently set ablaze. And he dives off into this pile of sand that is there to cushion the fall of the lifeguard when they're, springing into action or fleeing a seagull crafted inferno. As, yeah, sure enough, this lifeguard stand is on fire. It looks like it might take a while to burn down. And it was a matter of like parallax. You guys were moving really quickly, and it seemed like maybe it was a lot bigger than it was and could maybe fall onto the boat here. But you're gonna need a much bigger tower or to convince the boat to run aground to get the lifeguard stand to
So
fall onto
close.
the yacht where the wedding is happening. I'm gonna
worked.
need you guys. We're getting up there now. What do we got? Round and Cruel are on
Which
the
one do
table
you want to
now.
be, Mike?
cool. So I'm a round seagull.
Sure.
Yeah, it looks like a freaking Pixar seagull from Up that has a ball stuck inside of them. And whenever they flap or like speak, like squawk, you hear like that little rubber like bouncing sound almost coming from the inside of them. And their voice is kind of muffled up too.
And then floating just behind Round Seagull, hovering up, you see a seagull with a full hood up and Emperor Palpatine eyes and head down. And Cruel Seagull says, "So the dawn is finally dead. Now this is my flock."
All right. The island is yours. There are people panicking, running off the beach in all directions. Now, this is a fairly localized effect because this is, of course, New York City, Coney Island, the day of the French fry eating contest. So the epicenter of destruction doesn't really reach the boardwalk. So far, your reign of terror has only taken place on that strip of sand that is the beach.
Cool.
What's the play?
Round Seagull is having a hard time flying. But as you say that, Cruel Seagull, he's just like, yeah, no, it's great to have a new leader. It's really nice. Can we, what? I need a new goal, by the way. I just realized, I have to roll a D6.
Roll a D6. I'll skip ahead if it's one we've covered. Fuck up the Kishi Dog Parade.
Oh, yeah, as I'm flying, it's great to have a new leader. That one was so obsessed with like something corn dog. I don't know, but our real enemies have never been the humans down there. They're the ones that have food. They give us food, but they give so much attention to the dogs and feed the food to the dogs. Every time I try to see some food, they always like hand it to their little puppies down there, and they're becoming more and more like people. They're dressed up like people. We gotta stop them before they become people. We're the people. We become people.
Yes, you know what?
We need to close.
I know a bird who's
I feel like there's a
really
squeaky
good
toilets out of Round Seagull.
I know a bird who's really good at grabbing things, and I have an idea. What if we went down there and grabbed some of those dogs, flew them up very high, and then dropped them over the yacht where Charlene and Darren are about to finish their illicit nuptials. Flappy must be avenged.
Yeah.
I only understood half of those words, but yes, I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sound smart.
We're gonna dog bomb them.
Yes.
Is that what you hear? Yeah. Yeah. And we can do that.
Dog
Let's
bomb
target the
yacht.
smallest one and gang up on it, pick it up into the sky.
That's smart. We should start with something achievable.
Or that Saint Bernard, one way or the other. You could probably solo it.
All right, do we have a quorum of seagulls here? We're going to the dog parade. We're gonna scoop up the whatever. We'll see. That's like pretty risky. That's not like super risky. Guess it depends if you pull the Bernard or not. Okay, so yeah, sure enough, there's not a ton of onlookers as you might expect from what has been labeled a parade. It seems mostly to be participants, but sure enough, there is a line of mostly froofy. There are some bigger dogs in the mix. One of them is dressed as a lobster. One of them is dressed as a cowboy with a tiny hat, and he keeps trying to shake off his head. There are several ballerinas and just like dogs wearing baby clothes. And beside each one is an owner that looks remarkably like their dog in ways that are adorable and or right on the border of sad. So everybody roll me a d6 as the flock of maybe 20 seagulls now swoops down, hoping to lift back off with the dog that they are going to drop on a wedding.
We're headed for the lobster.
So sounds good to me. And I'm going to try to dive bomb the ground so hard that the kickball inside of my body that's been lodged in there makes me bounce off the pavement to be able to grab the dog easier with the momentum bouncing off the pavement.
There you go.
That's science, right? That's
science. That's science. If it was on the sand, I wouldn't allow it. But now we're on the boardwalk. +1.
Okay.
GM, can I get a +1 because I'm Cruel Seagull? I am going to target the happiest looking dog because it would be extra cruel to kill the happiest looking one.
Sure.
And more
There's a
sad for their
Yorkshire
owners.
Terrier that is just beaming, tongue out,
Yes, that
wide
one.
smile. That is, in fact, the lobster dog.
Do I still get a +1 because of my grabby claws?
I'll allow it. Yeah, because that evens it out. So now just the highest. Critical success. Critical. Oh no, wait, that's 1. All right.
Oh no!
It's
oh no!
wild how well it defies the imagination. This seagull that on the surface of things looks pretty unaerodynamic because essentially a ball comes swooping down under this Yorkie, and there's the sound that we all remember from childhood of the kickball getting kicked. It's like boom, and you bounce off the surface of the boardwalk, launching this lobster-clad Yorkie into the air and into the open wings of this cruel, evil-looking seagull.
Fuck you, Charlene and Darren.
Grabby gets eaten by Saint Bernard, and we are.
It was worth it for the cause. Cruel seagull. I don't know what's next, but you're the leader now. You're the oldest one here.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say, I think like there's a bunch of seagulls keeping this Yorkshire Terrier in the air right now. Yeah, it's yapping up a storm. I think it's mostly in shock right now. It hasn't quite processed what's happened. The lobster costume hood is over its eyes, and it's kind of like shaking, and it's doing like that cute little swimmy doggy paddle thing because it doesn't quite understand what's happening, but you're holding it over the water, and there's just a primal instinct to start swimming, even though it's hundreds of feet in the air right now.
I'm going high, big splat. Brad, I think you're sticky seagull now.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
So there was one of us, me, got stuck at the tower battling Chad, the lifeguard, and now I come flying over to the group all covered in zinc oxide, sunscreen, and like just kind of shimmering in the sun with this white paste all over me. But also my feathers are all like stuck together and matted because I'm covered in this like gooey substance.
What's your deal?
You're Batman Seagull now.
You guys have met. You are part of the same flock.
And Sticky Seagull just has like this like wide-eyed kind of shocked look on his face, like, I can't believe I survived. That lifeguard was nuts.
I mean, to be fair, we did dive bomb with a fireball, so I think he had the right to be nuts. Anyways, I need some help, and I like latch one of my wings onto whatever sticky substance you have. I like to think that round seagull actually like most of the time it's just perpetually bouncing and instead of flying, so needs assistance from the other seagulls to stay afloat as we're making our way back to the yacht.
Yeah, so I imagine round seagull just kind of stuck on my back, and I'm like flapping extra hard. Ugh, good God.
I'm helping too.
Doesn't feel like it. What did
It's the dog. It's not me. It's the dog.
The dog turns to Cruel Seagull, flips off the hood, and it is at this point you realize you are holding a giant rat. And he goes, "Hey, fucko, put me down. What are you doing?"
You're not a dog.
Yeah, and you're
What
not
are
a
you?
fucking pigeon. I don't. What are we doing here? Why put me down? I was getting the treats.
Oh, I'm gonna put you down real soon. We're almost. Don't worry, buddy.
Man, it's super
You all
lucky that we all speak the same language.
Well, you are sky rats, and I'm a rat, so it works.
Makes sense. Sorry, we're gonna kill you now.
Well, been nice knowing you. Not dog.
So I gotta say,
Not dog.
I mean, we are at an agreement. We are dropping a giant rat onto a wedding party on a yacht. Well, it's a little risky. It's a little risky. So far, you're in the sky. So lowest roll is out of the flock. We'll put it that way. Temporarily, maybe. Any seagull can have a swan song if I haven't killed them already. Ooh, critical success
There
from
we go.
Sticky. Perfect. Love it. All right. Sticky, under the weight of Round Boy here, you actually lose a little bit of lift and knock into Cruel right as he's lining up his bombardier sight, and the rat reaches up with his little dexterous claw and grabs the Cruel Seagull by the throat, and the two of them go corkscrewing down into this pyramidal tower of champagne glasses, which honestly was never really a good idea on a boat anyway. It's a pretty calm day. But glass, bubbles. The Sticky Seagull is not the only one sticking now, as half of the bridal party is covered in shards of glass and champagne. Chonkers, the giant rat, stands up victorious and goes, "Fuck you, seagulls," and runs off somewhere into the boat. Jim, you are now
Sneaky seagull.
Sneaky Seagull.
I shout back at the yacht, and I'm like, "Fuck you, Darren! Fuck you!"
Yeah, guy that we're supposed to know and hate. I follow that.
And it was the first dance.
Perfect. Cruel
Nice.
Seagull went down the way that he lived by throwing rats at situations. And then shards of glass erupting. It's the perfect ending. One that only us can dream of.
It's very fitting. Sneaking up over the edge of the boat railing is Sneaky Seagull at the very edge of the flock, and then darts back down.
You see a groom standing there, wide-eyed, aghast, kind of unsure what to do, and a bride, teary-eyed, smacking him while looking for her mother or anyone who can help save this, the day of her wedding.
So I think Sneaky Seagull's main priority is going to be finding the RFID chip card that Charlene has in her purse, because that has the access codes to her Swiss bank accounts. That's Sneaky's main priority, while everything else is going on.
This is a heist, and I like it.
And-
Roll. Okay.
I was just gonna say I'm losing momentum and I'm starting to like just dive bomb onto this crowd as well, trying to follow the. I'm thinking like, man, Cruel had such a good ending. Maybe I can have one too, and I just start bouncing, trying to break more shit.
Chaos ensues. There are canapes in play. There's some antipasto. There's some hors d'oeuvres being passed. Jim, I'm gonna ask you to straight up solo mission Sneaky Seagull style.
Okay.
Roll a d6. I'm gonna give you a +1 on this. This is to ascertain the location of the RFID card.
All right. That's a 1. So
Cool.
it worked, right? Everything's good?
You don't know how you know this, but you know it must be in the bridal suite. Yeah, it's gotta be. Where else? Where else would the bride's bag be? So you humming to yourself, but as a seal, back to walls, sneaking, running, and you enter into the cabin of the ship, and the lights turn on, and there's a parrot. And the parrot says, "I've had about enough of you fucking birds coming around here." And he stabs you.
You can see me?
He takes off the mask and it's sharp Seagull the whole time.
You introduce knives. Birds can use knives now.
Yep.
I'm just yes and.
That's terrifying. That is
yeah,
absolutely terrifying.
The bad news is I
Knives.
stabbed you. The good news is you are now muscular.
Muscular seagull.
Was Round Seagull committing delicious seppuku here, or what's
I was
the goal?
I was
I'll
trying to
look up.
assist Sneaky Seagull, but I mean Chaos is up and yeah.
He was too sneaky for you.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
assume
rolled a
that's
1.
why you gave him the +1, because he Bouncy Seagull was being distracted, just being a distraction.
Yeah, one's a 1. Them's the breaks. So there's still technically a wedding going on. It sucks. They regret having it on a boat. They wish they had done more of a background check on Captain Chris here. But
Did-
yeah, I mean,
Did the rat dog leave behind the lobster outfit on the deck?
Yes.
That's he. Round Seagull's new objective is to become something that he envied so much. He was envious of the dogs, but now that that's over with, he decides that maybe he can become one. That's how it works. You just take their outfit, you can become one. And therefore, he will be fed the food that he sees humans feeding dogs all the time. So I try to go and become the lobster and pretend that I'm a dog and try to find the nearest person and get some food.
That worked for Chonkers. Roll a d6. There's no world where you convince me being around is going to help you get
Yeah.
into this lobster costume. So
Just
straight
making
up.
sure. If it's a 6, do I become a dog?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making
So
sure.
Transmogrification.
Oh,
Oh,
So
Muscular Seagull comes out from the flock to assist, and he's like, "You have to get in there. You have to push. You're so round. It's costume. I don't know if it's going to fit.
help me squeeze inside.
I'm trying."
let me attempt. Woof, woof. Still just like.
a bridesmaid who was preoccupied in getting little crystalline shards of champagne flutes out of her hair turns and goes, "Wow, look at the puppy," and takes out her phone and is taking selfies with this round lobster costumed seagull who she thinks is a pug.
I think the phone is food, so I try to eat the phone.
Uh,
I think it worked. I became a dog. Phone is food.
phone is food. Give me one more. Give me one more dice roll because this could go.
Let me
this
be a
could go
dog.
bad.
I'm a dog.
You are a dog. She goes, "Oh, bad dog. I'm taking you home," and you're part of her life now. And so perhaps she sobers up and takes off the lobster costume and realizes you're just a fat seagull who ate a kickball.
But just for at least a week, she shows off her friends. Look at this dog that I found. And they're like, "That's a fucking seagull."
And Round Seagull has never eaten better in their life. So for happy, not sad reasons, I'm going to say you are now playing the role of Fast Seagull.
Fast, nice.
And yeah, I mean, this wedding is only mostly ruined. The bridesmaid has a new puppy, and I'm sure we'll be in therapy about that after the week commences. The bride is having a bit of a breakdown and crying on her mother's shoulder. The captain is looking at all these like navigational charts, saying, I believe the blue stuff's got to be land, right? And the parrot is dancing on the grave of Sneaky Seagull. What do you do, Flock?
I'm just gonna adopt the next mission on the list here, which I think is hog down as much fucking ice cream as I can until I puke.
Love it.
Yeah, I sort of feel like we achieved our goal here. I feel like Floppy has been avenged, and Charlene and Darren will know his name until the end of time. It shall be written on the inside of their eyelids when they try to go to sleep. Fuck them. Charlene, Darren, fucking assholes. Anyway, who wants ice cream and french fries?
Yeah, I do. I want ice cream.
Zooming and just instantly stops. Like there's no momentum carrying over. It just, yeah, no, that sounds great. Fries, ice cream, that sounds great. Also fish, we need fish, more fish and fries, and ice cream afterwards. All those fish and fries and ice cream afterwards. We can do all those things in order or at the same time because we're so fast we can do it at the same time. It doesn't matter what order we do it in. We just go and do it. We can just go and do it now. And I instantly like, but fries and ice cream first. That sounds great. Protein, muscular protein. You're a smart guy. And just I start eating all the ice cream I can as well.
Wow, you have to talk to me about your supplement regimen. I'm very impressed.
As I'm horking down ice cream, yeah, I was just like, yeah, that's fine. A lot of fish, a lot of fish. We need fish after this. Fish is a good dessert for what the main course of ice cream. So that makes sense. And I'm just like vacuuming, trying to eat ice cream with Sticky Seagull.
Love it. I will say that there was an intermezzo course in play here. And there is, in fact, lemon sorbet to be had on this ship. I think you'll find it. What's it going to cost you? It's a little risky. It's a little risky. You've already paved the way here. I'm going to say, yeah, this is a one seagull maneuver. Roll me D6s.
That's good, because Muscular Seagull is definitely all keto, so he is having a hard time finding things to eat here.
There's a carving station.
Was it just Brad that
I-
rolls, or
No, everybody rolls all the time.
oh, gotcha.
Oh.
Okay,
You are the flock.
All these processed sugars, there are so many, everything is packed with sugar.
Nice.
All right. The sticky
you are not
seagull.
knocked out of ketosis.
Yeah, you max your gains and you find the carving station. I mean, yeah, the sticky seagull eats
Ate
until they
so much-
puke.
Yeah. And then I guess I don't stop puking.
So now you're going from both
Well-
ends since we're always shitting too. Is that the rule of
You're-
the?
That's the house rule.
Yeah.
Both ends, and you puke and rally. You just keep like your life goal is to eat as much ice cream as possible, and you are doing it. You are living the dream, but at a certain point, you get into that rice. They were going to throw this rice as the bride and groom walked down the gangplank into their new lives together. And there's been a lot of political action lately to throw birdseed instead of rice, because when a bird consumes particularly a shit ton of dried rice, it can combine, particularly with lemon sorbet, in their belly to expand very rapidly, which is not great unless you're trying to build a seagull bomb. And thus, our sticky seagull meets their end. But this wedding is shot. Just seagulls all over the buffet. The captain is swimming to freedom. He has decided he is not going to go down with the ship. The bird is perched on the back of his neck, kind of cruising along as he breaststrokes back to the beach. And this wedding's ruined. Success.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bonus, you ate a lot of ice cream too.
Hey, muscular. I know we have a term, we have a descriptive term, and that's also our name. You're muscular, right? That's your name, muscular. Anyways,
Yeah.
we'll just glaze past that real fast. I think that you look very strong. You look like one of those chickens that have hormones injected into their breasts. You're huge. I want to be big as well. I need to get protein gains. I don't have access to hormone therapy like you do. I need to go uncooked fish. That's the most keto thing we can do right now. There's a chip shop I know of. We need to go get fish there. They have fries and stuff like that. You can skip past that. We don't need carbs right now. We just need protein. Fish.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The only thing I wonder is that we don't have anything pointy to get in, to pick lock to get inside for uncooked fish. How we get in?
At which point I'm saying the fish is over there. Let's go over there. There's fish over there. And
Oh my
notice-
God,
gentlemen,
look at his
introduce
wing. It's so
Pointy
pointy. It's exactly what we need.
Wait a second, say that again?
and you see, like, at some point this poor seagull got impaled by a number 2 pencil. So he's got this yellow pencil that's like is stuck in his wing and just points straight out. But he uses it to guide the flock. This way, that way, over there.
Yeah, okay, cool. And then I just bolt it. I don't even wait. I use my fast speed to just go to where he's pointing. Are you pointing in the water or are you pointing towards the shore?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
If I roll high, it's to the shore.
Sure.
Roll dice about it. When in
when you
doubt,
were impaled, everyone said
I just
it was
dive
for
bomb into the
negative.
ocean.
Oh no.
poof. The Flash attempts to turn back time so we can eat more of the ice cream that got eaten already and puked out. And poof, no splash, just into the waves. Nothing. And you are now playing the role of the intimidating seagull. We didn't even
Okay.
have to roll dice about that.
Cool.
Anyway,
So I guess Point is not coming back.
oh, Brad rolled that one. I killed the fast guy, but
No,
I
that
will
was
kill the
that was purposeful.
Oh.
It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
That roll was just to decide to determine which direction I was pointing.
And collectively we decided
Yeah.
to straight down into the sea.
Yeah. Yeah. And are we, is the flock flying again or are we still on this boat?
I'm gonna say a little from column A, a
I
little
meant to
from column
point
B.
that
You-
way. You were looking at the pencil. I meant to point with my feathers. It's that way.
This large kind of oil covered seagull, like very dyed black, bloodshot eyes, kind of like walks up in front of you, saunters as you're pointing, and just says, "Hey, watch where you point that thing."
Oh, okay. Wow, this guy's kind of intimidating.
Oh my god, that's like big.
I look at the flock as to say, "It seems like our destiny is that direction. Our last job. I am 3
fish.
weeks old, therefore I am the oldest and the eldest leader here.
Oh wow.
I say, no, I demand that we go now. If you don't follow me, you're going to get left behind and eaten by the ocean, just like Speedy."
The fish is over there.
Yeah,
Fish.
okay, that sounds good to me. Whatever you say, big guy.
To nothings, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, no offense is good. I am intimidated, and I am a human being outside of this thing.
I'll also pull a knife from one of the tables and just,
There's cutlery everywhere.
yeah. Even the two that are agreeing with me to go towards the shore, I just put a knife to their neck and just be like, "You better not betray me."
Okay. Yeah.
Are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about betraying me?
I don't.
I was
I'm trying not to
thinking
think
about
about.
creatine.
I'm trying not to think about you at all.
One false step. That's all it takes.
All right. There are two no thrones on the board. We got this one where there's even more of a crowd now. And then there's ye old no thones, old timey fish and chips, way in the back. Behind.
He's gonna try to direct the group to if they want to follow to the old fish and chips place, if that's where the strongest smell of fish is coming from.
Yeah, of course, whatever you say.
What was that?
Oh yeah, I was just,
That's right.
I was just agreeing with you. Wow. That guy's like a lot.
He's a little too much.
Everybody roll a d6.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. The
As I put my knife away.
diminished, the diminished flock of seagulls. But I mean, I feel like a seagull can count. It's like a seagull culture is one of these 1-2-many cultures. So like they don't. The difference between 30 seagulls and 17 seagulls to seagulls doesn't matter. Until you're looking for a specific bird, you don't realize that they're not around anymore.
Well, and clearly,
Um,
intimidating Seagull thought that 3 weeks old, he was the oldest of the group. So we're not great at math.
Yeah.
no. So, yeah, intimidating Seagull covered in oil and knives was quite young. This was actually his first mission, more than a block into
In
Coney
my brain,
Island.
just don't let them know that you're a newbie. Don't let them know.
And it's quite sad in a way, because intimidating Seagull, he was only compensating for his own insecurity. And we can all learn so much from that. And, at 3 weeks old, the journey of personal growth and development has only just begun. And he gets slammed with the roller coaster car as he's flying way down by knives to ye old no thans fish and chips old timey shop. Surprising Seagull is surprised to be there. And yeah, you guys are
Oh, where am I?
walking around.
Oh no.
No phones. What's next before I kill you guys with another amusement park ride?
Well, we're there to get fish, right?
It's a fish and chip shop. It is a shop. There are big flat glass panel windows around like 2/3 of the building. The back end is all cinder block, and that's where the smell of fish is the strongest. In part from the dumpster, in part from the vents coming out of the kitchen. There are people coming and going through the doors, but there seems to be, as far as you're concerned, some sort of ingenious and evil invisible barrier between you and the inside of the restaurant.
As we're kind of congregating, surprising Seagull goes to the front near the new appointed leaders, pointy and muscular Seagull, and just says, look, I've been around the block a couple times. I've seen this kind of thing before. That barrier, if you fly into it, you actually instantly die. It's like a electrocution type of thing. What we can do, we can split up into groups of like 3. Maybe some people go through the top, some people through the back, or maybe we can even just wait. Usually at nighttime, they actually like leave the place. We can just go in, uncontested. It's surprising because he's smart. That's surprising. Seagull is how I'm portraying them. So I mean, you're the leader now. It can be whatever you want. But this is my suggestion to you from what I've observed these past 2.5 weeks of being alive. Yeah.
So, like, my idea is I punch really hard, real fast, going faster than the electrocution.
Oh, interesting
I feel like
take.
This
Yeah.
is work. No problem.
Yeah. If you think that is a possibility, it could probably maybe work. Yeah. That's a surprising take, but I would argue that you should probably we can probably not touch the invisible electrical barrier, and instead just wait for someone to. There's a spot in the center. See that like colored. It's called a rectangle, I guess. If it opens like this, you can actually fly through quick enough to grab something, and maybe like some of us could keep the door open or the rectangle open.
That rectangle right there?
Yes, yeah, the one with the little noisemaker on top. Yeah.
All right, come on, guys, that way.
Oh no, we gotta wait till.
I punched that one where Pointy Seagull said punch there.
Well, I guess you made the order.
It's a little risky to try to fly through a door when you're not quite sure what a door is, or how they work. I'm going to open the floor to convincing me that you are innately better at this than your friends.
I mean, he's strong.
And I'm like pointing that way.
Okay, so no one has any advantage. Roll them up.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, so muscular
this
Seagull
flock
didn't
of
make it.
seagulls comes
Oh, that's me.
pouring
That's
through.
you.
Yeah, you could tell me what happens to Pointy Seagull. I can allow you this. How do you want to do this?
Well, I'm leading the charge right at the door, and just as we get to the door opens and a patron is coming out, and I just fly straight into them, stabbing them with my pencil. And then the guy, like, in a panic, just like smacks me straight to the concrete. And I die upon the steps of the store. But the door's now open. So the rest of you go flying by the guy.
I was not expecting that to work at all. Wow. Okay. And then I just go in and we try to get as much fish as possible.
You know, when Pointy Seagull got impaled with that pencil, everyone said we should leave him behind. And we didn't.
It was his destiny. Yeah.
It's his destiny.
A little moment of backstory reveal. That guy that just got stabbed was, in fact, as a child, the guy who stabbed Pointy Seagull in the first place with a number 2 pencil. So, full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Masterclass in storytelling. You are Seagulls, and you are now chaotically bouncing around the inside of this fast food restaurant that serves fish and chips.
I think
Brad, I'm not going
Muscular
to
Seagull.
reveal what your character trait is. Oh, okay. He put it on the screen. Dishonest Seagull.
Oh, no, it's that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you're part of the flock. I think, I think it's known that you are the Dishonest Seagull because that's what your name is. That's what they call you. So, yeah, I guess it is clear to everybody
The one
what you're bringing to the table.
One I was talking about is Summer House in Paris.
Hey guys, hey, listen. We're at the wrong Nathan's, right? We're at the wrong one. We're supposed to be at the other one. The fish here is no good. I promise you, the fish here is no good. We got to go down the boardwalk to the other one. Don't eat any of this fish. Nah.
I don't know. This seems kind of... Are you sure, Dishonest Seagull? Are you telling the truth, Dishonest Seagull?
Always. I always tell the truth. What?
Oh, wow. That's very, I mean, I wasn't expecting you, Dishonest Seagull, to tell the truth. I'm honestly surprised myself. That makes sense though, that this place, it's farther from the ocean. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, and the name of the place is Ye Old. Like we don't want to eat this.
Ooh, it's like fermented.
I'm guessing.
Oh.
The whole place doesn't smell right.
Might as well try. This bubbly vat of whatever this is looks kind of interesting. It looks like kind of like the ocean.
Surprisingly, you find fried fish in
Wow, nice.
the fryer.
Ah,
Where
surprised.
you join it as what in about 12 minutes a patron is going to assume is like a bonus order of chicken wings. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the interim, but maybe the health department's going to get a call. You are the revolting seagull.
Yeah.
So,
Can I just
rolling from the deep fryer.
Yes, I was going to say yes.
Ah!
Oh, that was not the ocean. Let's follow Dishonest Seagull. Honestly, was telling us the truth. Let's get the hell out of here and get the real fish. All right. That's the sound of him flying now.
Crispy skin peeling off.
Yeah, his wings are fully fried, but the rest of him is just sopping wet. That kind of soggy fry.
I don't know if I love this
think-
game or hate this game. I feel funny now.
I think Muscular Seagull is going to try to overturn this fryer that killed his friend.
It's the same. Oh yeah, sure.
Do it.
I'm going to flip this sucker over.
You do look very different, and I'm not sure if a seagull has object permanence.
Although it was who were you?
I was I was Surprising Seagull.
Yeah, I can't believe he died. That was surprising.
No, Surprising Seagull is gone. Revolting Seagull has arisen.
Even his vocal cords got fried, so he's just like, yeah. So we gotta get out of here and find the real fish.
Anybody got a
One seagull
cigarette?
goes in the ocean, one new seagull comes out of the ocean, and I need more fish.
The muscular seagull, realizing that there is, in fact, fish in there, and that it is also a danger to the flock as it just killed his friend, starts rocking this deep fryer. There's a guy in the back cutting up potatoes, and he's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Boom! It falls, pitching over onto you, squishing the muscular seagull beneath it, oil running all over the floor. But hey, there's some servings of fish now, and a couple things that look like chicken wings lying on the floor, piping hot. And you are, oh god, we're all gonna regret this. Now the sexy seagull.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Hey, like I said, don't eat the fish. Don't eat the fish. The fish here is bad, but
That's a disgusting way to go.
I bet those chicken wings are pretty good. You should eat those chicken wings.
So in struts a seagull with a tweed jacket and a pipe and says, "Yes, obviously you shouldn't eat that. I am the sexy one. Women love my superior intellect. So obviously we should not jump into the fryer, nor should we turn the fryer over. These are all fool's errands."
Revolting's one of his eyes is kind of like bulging and slightly popping out back and forth. And he just says, yeah, we need to go to the other place and get the real stuff. I need something to wet my whistle. And he just grabs from, it's actually underneath one of the like fridges, was a tipped over carton of milk. And he just grabs it and chugs this really chunky, kind of like expired, half yogurt, half milk mixture. That's the good stuff. All right, let's go.
It was mayonnaise. Okay, so you take to the sky.
It's calorie dense. That's all that matters.
That revolting guy is definitely revolting.
Who? Oh yeah, I know. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the Don. That guy. Fucking disgusting. Anyone got a smoke? I'll try to grab some cigarettes on the way out from the line cook.
Sexy Seagull is not sharing his pipe with a revolting seagull.
You do that. 2 out of the 3 titular seagulls in play right now are smoking. The
And we got knives too, right?
there's cutlery here. Sure. Yeah, these are plastic, not metal, but yeah, you could arm yourselves. The last guy that had a knife flew into, no, I guess some of you might still have knives. So that, yeah, there's a couple metal ones in play within the flock, and then a bunch of plastic cutlery, wrapped in single-use plastic.
Hey, all you guys with the metal knives, you should swap out for these plastic ones. Plastic's way better than metal when it comes to knives.
Is that so?
Yeah, I know these things. Trust
Are
me.
you telling the truth, dishonest seagull?
Always. You can always rely on me.
Okay. I'll swap out my knife for a shiny plastic one. Ooh, it's much lighter. I like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Faster.
All right. The fry cook is like, Emma smokes as you guys fly out of ye old fish and chip shop, soaring through the air. The majestic birds you are remaining, shitting all over the amusement park on your way back to the boardwalk and the French fry eating contest now in full swing. A lineup of 7 individuals, but all eyes are on the center 2. One giant, bulking figure in overalls and a t-shirt, and beside him, a small, demure, almost overshadowed Asian woman pounding French fries with dizzying speed. But the stipulation of the French fry eating contest is they must do so with this tiny little trident red fork thing, one singularly. So there is a contrast in techniques here, where the big guy is getting as many on the fork as at a time, while as the Asian woman is all dex based, flipping them into her mouth, boom, boom, one solid motion. It's all on the wrist. Seagulls, what are you doing as the crowd cheers on the competitors?
Hey, revolting.
Ah,
You know, I bet you could win that contest.
I kind of want fish, but I kind of want to prove you right.
Yeah, I bet you could eat more French fries than those two.
Okay, do I poop before or poop after?
Just daring.
Trick question. Both. As I drive by, try to shit, and then go down and swoop up the fries, and then also leave more shit, and then go towards where the next fish shop is.
And I'm obviously going to try to seduce the woman flicking the French fries. I'm going to try to seduce her so that she will give me the rest of her French fries.
All right.
Oh, and
Dishonest.
as I'm swooping by, I also cough in everyone's face, open mouthed.
And dishonest Seagull's just gonna sneak off, solo mission, gonna try to grab the fish, while these guys are distracting everybody at the
Oh, you bastard.
the fry eating contest. I mean, all the fish for myself.
I would be disappointed if he didn't. Okay, we're gonna resolve these in the opposite order. So, Brad, roll me a d6 first. As Dishonest Seagull goes around back, all eyes on the French fry eating contest out front. 2. That, my good man, is a failure. You forgot about the invisible barrier. And in your haste to sneak off while everyone is distracted, right into the front window of Nothan's, slowly
Electricity got
him. And you are the one seagull that can do math. And for you folks playing at home, it actually says maths because, again, British. I like maths being plural. It just sounds so much more proper. All right, you can count, and what you are realizing now is that you are down to the final 11 seagulls of this flock. This flock is bloodied. It's
Been a rough day.
half the flock it used to be. All right, revolting is going for the fish and pooping and coughing,
Mm-hmm.
which is generally revolting.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're going for the fish or you're going for fries? You're going for fries.
I was told I was told that I could beat the contest. So my plan was to fly over. Here's the order of things. I fly over, poop. Okay. I fly back, eat, cough in their face while eating, open mouth, while pooping, back again. 2 layers of poop, no more fries left, cough in their face is what I'm going for.
Roll a d6.
Okay.
Please and thank you. All right. You swoop in, pooping on the first contestant's giant heaping pile of French fries this guy's on the outer wings. He wasn't really a contender, right? Compared to the average man, he's eaten way too many French fries to live already, but he's slowing down. And you just poop right in the middle, and you see the complex emotions play out in his mind: confusion, relief, revulsion. And the guy next to him stabs you with that little fork that they're using to eat French fries.
I gurgle up mayonnaise as I die.
Ruining his giant stack of French fries as well. He's doing the math here. He's thinking about, all right, do I keep eating or not? Then that's the last thing you see is him like deciding whether or not he is going to continue to eat these fries that you just puked mayonnaise all over. And you are now a heavy seagull. Hey, sexy seagull, roll that fabulous D6 for me.
Yeah, so my plan is I'm gonna give her my best line.
Which
If
is?
that doesn't work, I'm gonna give her my second best line because you never know. And then if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try to steal the trident and flee.
Roll
All
a
right,
D6.
so here it comes. Hey baby, you ever been with a real seagull? See my pipe? I'm cultured.
Works every time.
Works every time. And seagulls, they're stupid. All right, so that's a 5.
That is your best line.
She's kind of into it, I can tell.
Um, all right, without missing a beat, you swoop in with a flourish, land on the table across from her as she's eating French fries. And with her offhand, you're going, "Bah, bah, bah." She throws French fries into your open mouth. Some would say seductively. Others would say to get rid of a seagull that's threatening her world record run here. I'm going to give you French fries. Don't know if I'm going to give you a love interest that is a human. If you had a 6, I would have had to wrestle with that and done it. And I would have not been able to sleep tonight.
She didn't say no, though, so
She didn't say
I'm
no.
staying right here.
She's giving you French fries.
And there's an unused now wedding venue nearby. So
the day is young.
You look behind you, you see people swimming with the flotation devices from just like fleeing this boat, which no one is sober enough to figure out how to pilot yet.
If I roll a 6, just because I think it's funny to try to roll these characters over on a 6, can I say that the stab was not lethal?
Once per game, you can say this seagull's back.
I want to leave it to chance, so I'm gonna still say if it's a 6, yeah, it's close, but no. So he was very large before being stabbed by eating all the fries, but he is gone. And yeah, rolling up on the beach, not flying, just walking, is this very rotund. He's been around this competition quite regularly, picking up the scraps, and just is like, hey guys, I've been waiting around for you for a while now, at least a couple weeks or something like that. What are we doing? Are we getting some food? What are we doing? Tiny wings, big body.
Somewhere in the back of the flock is this seagull with a green and a white jersey on, and he's talking to some old guy playing chess, and another old guy looking over his shoulder at a phone, and he's like, yeah, the Jets have like a 9.4% chance to make the playoffs. That gives you like 2,000 to 1. You bet $100, you can make like $20,000. Like, yeah, why not throw $100 at that?
The Jets are terrible this year. All right, you convinced me. I'll put 100 on it.
There you go. Yeah, and when you win, you got to feed my flock for like a week.
I'll give you a finder's fee. Let me call my bookie.
All right. And you definitely
Someone say cookie.
You want to take the under. Take the under on the 7 wins. So you hedge your bet that way, right? So if they make the playoffs, you make a bunch of money. If you bet the under, they don't make the playoffs, then you don't lose all your $100.
Smart bird. I like it. I don't want to be insulting or anything, but I just happen to have these crackers. Would you want a cracker?
Yeah, I'll take a cracker.
All right. Birdie wants a cracker, and he throws a cracker at you.
It's kind of insulting. I just made you some money.
I know it's a thing. It felt wrong coming out of my mouth, but it's the kind with the it's a little peanut sandwichy things. It's not a. It's not. I mean, I call it a crack. We call it a cracker at home, but it's not. It's like it's a little peanut butter sandwich. It's a peanut butter sandwich. There we go.
Okay. All right. Just
The
remember
Neil
me
guy's
when
like-
you. Just remember when you win.
Sure. When the Jets win. All right, I'll remember. And the old guy playing chess with you was like,
Guys,
Your
the
move.
seagull in the park told me to bet all in on the Jets.
And at which point I moved my rook into position to checkmate the old guy, and then just fly off with the flock.
he knocks down his king and looks sadly into the breaking waves in the distance and starts resetting the chess pieces. And you will never know that man's story. All right, French fry contest. What's
Yeah, still waddling, just like trying to catch up. They're a large bird, again, tiny wings, big body. At the same time also has garbage stuck to them, but it's a full 6-pack. It's not an empty 6-pack. It's just a full 6-pack attached to their body as well. Just kind of like dragging it in the sand. Just like, yeah, or are we going to get some fish or something? I got some brewskis to wash it down if you want. Have a good time.
I'm real thirsty. I just ate this peanut butter cracker.
Yeah, crack one open.
Yeah.
I think Sexy Seagull is just going to kind of quietly wave these guys off like, making some progress here. And is going to try to keep getting those French fries, as many as possible. The plan is if she stops giving me French fries, I'm going to make for that little trident and run away with it. Because then she'll want to come find me and fall in love with me.
I like it. Insert wingman joke here. All right. Big finale. Let's say, okay. It's pretty risky moves on the table. We're trying to get fish out of Nothans. We're trying to woo the challenger to the French fry eating contest. We're trying to open a beer, all equally challenging for Seagulls. Everybody roll a d6.
And if this person has a friend, I will try to wingman by dating the friend as well to help Sexy Seagull's chances. I'll whip around all the 5 brews that I have left on my back to try to assist. Yeah.
I've already calculated. He only has like a 0.5% chance.
Oh,
She is mine.
Perfect spread. Okay. You, Heavy Seagull, dragging a 6-pack of Bud Heavies, warm from the sun.
12 percenters.
The big boys. You know what? They're tall boys. Dragging through the sand onto the boardwalk, doing your best to be the wingman to your buddy. You jump up on the table to what you can only assume is this woman's best friend, the giant fellow beside her, who is 3 times her size, who is just housing French fries. And he sees you and he makes eye contact and he goes, and inhales his tiny little French fry fork and starts choking and making the universal sign for choking, which everybody knows is the universal sign for choking, except Seagulls. They don't know that. They don't know shit about that.
It
You,
looks endearing, like, oh, I love you.
yeah. You see coming from the crowd as it is clear who is winning this contest. Now that the biggest threat, the reigning world French fry champion, is turning pale and asphyxiating on this French fry fork, and Live or Die is clearly not going to continue to compete, and this tiny Asian woman has it in the bag, running from the crowd with a rolled up newspaper in a trench coat and a sad looking hat. Comes a man after the seagull who can do math. And he says, that bird told me to put it all on Joey Bag of Donuts, and he's losing, and now I'm not going to be able to pay rent this month. Feathers everywhere, blood spattering that poor old man at his chessboard. You are now the seagull that's in disguise.
You went back into
Sexy
the
seagull.
back into
Oh,
the
no.
Matrix.
Yes.
Sexy seagull.
Mm-hmm.
You see undeniable a twinkle in this woman's eye. You've seen before. It transcends words. It transcends species. And you know you are going home with the No Sans 31st International French Fry Eating Contest champion.
Hell yeah,
Tonight.
I am. So I jump over to her and I take her hand in my wing and I look up at her and I say, baby, you could stop eating the French fries now. You don't have anything else to prove. I love you, Charlene. And I call her Charlene because humans all look the same to me. And I think that we can really make it work this time. Now, let's get out of here.
You are lucky that what she hears is wrong because you called her the wrong woman's name. But she does not know that. And your charms are incredible, and it could be the salt air, it could be the roaring cheers of the crowd, it could be the 3,000% of the daily recommended dose of sodium coursing through her veins. But it's love, baby. All right. I am going to open up the floor for any sort of send-offs or epilogues for any of the seagulls, alive or dead or yet to be mentioned. If you want to continue on any of their stories, now is your chance, gentlemen, as the NYPD from all directions, there's only really two directions they can come from on Coney Island. Sirens in the distance, helicopters overhead, the beach and surrounding amusement park have been called an area of disaster. There's whispers of perhaps terrorism, of these like drone-like incursions. Other people are saying it's the ghost of Robert Moses. There are people fleeing in all directions, heading for the subway, running down the beach in abandon. There's a few minutes before the NYPD can get here because traffic is pretty congested, and you can fly.
So out of the back door of Nathan's is disguised Seagull wearing a Nathan's apron with the help of Luxury Seagull, who's posing as his left hand because Luxury Seagull is luxurious because she has a Rolex watch stuck on her neck. So she looks like the wrist and the hand. And then Seagull that solves mysteries is posing as the head. It stands on top of disguised Seagull wearing the apron. And Seagull with a hat is on top of Seagull that solves mysteries because, he's the hat. And Seagull with a score to settle is the right hand. So together we make this like humanoid shape as we carry the final goal, the tray of uncooked fish, out of Nathan's and lead the flock down the boardwalk to a delicious dinner.
The perfect crime.
I would say that Heavy Seagull wants the fries that the dude's choking on, smacks him in the neck, giving him the Heimlich. He chokes, or he coughs it up. I save his life. He adopts me. I become the icon of the fry eating contest. But also I've become so viral with people like watching me on the phone of this bird walking with a 6-pack of beer. I also become like a Coney Island mascot of party time. So he becomes kind of iconic. He's invited to, it's kind of like the gopher. I'm like a pet that comes out once a year for this contest, and they like, how many fries are we gonna eat today? Oh, he ate them all. And then my seagull that got stabbed, that was originally surprising and then revolting, becomes also number 25, the seagull that smoked cigarettes because he had his pack of cigs. Very quickly in the hole that he got stabbed in his neck, it just goes, perfect way to end it. A little bit of mayo comes out and he actually dies again. That's it.
You get to meet Pizza Rat in your media tour once you go viral.
I think Sexy Seagull at first tries to make it work with Charlene, and they have some communication issues, and he wants to work through it because he loves Charlene, but he's always nervous that Darren is going to, just show up because he doesn't understand that this is not Charlene and she's not married to Darren, but he still loves her. But the thing that really kills their relationship is that there's a bridge near her house, and under the bridge and the railings they have all those little anti-bird spiky things, and just seeing that breaks his heart too much. He just can't believe that she would roost near a place that is so anti-bird and would commit these kinds of hate crimes. So the unhoused bird problem is a serious thing, and those little spikes, nobody wins. Nobody wins with the little spikes. So he eventually rejoins the flock, just a sexy bird. But he talks all the time about how he got to bang a human and how great that was. Like, he won't shut up about it.
I was so hoping that you're going to be like, yeah, we were married for 30 years, tried to have some kids, retired to Florida, and then it just wasn't for me. That's amazing. I just see this person on the Maury show. I dated a bird for 30 years. Didn't know.
And a young woman in the audience who was also duped. I thought it was a dog. I was duped by a seagull too.
It was round like a dog.
Yeah.
All right, boys. That was one of the craziest things I've ever been a part of, let alone responsible for.
The real shame is we had to stop right before French Seagull on Holiday. That would have been fun.
Next time I play this game, I'm going to go down the list because it does get progressively better. And I did my best to churn through them. I killed a lot of you guys.
I was trying. I was like, yeah, that. I dive into a vat of fry oil. Sure.
You cast Fireball, which I didn't think was going to be part of this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why I used dishonest seagull to make us go to the other Nathans so that we could stretch it out and see how many more seagulls we could kill.
Dishonest Seagull was fun. Very fun.
Oh man, that was good. That is my new favorite game.
Everyone's a seagull.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us as we embraced the chaotic madness of a flock of seagulls menacing New York and getting their fill of love and French fries.
By the way, it wasn't said, but it's canon, right? We all have that hair with the two sides up and the swoop down the middle, flock of seagulls style. Every single seagull had that, right?
I made several jokes in the chat about flock of seagulls, and I can't believe it's in my prep notes.
Cool.
Can't believe
No, it's canon. No, it was unspoken rule of the game that was everyone's hairstyle was.
There was one that had the cockatoo do.
True.
One of Brad's. Was that
The
Shark?
tall seagull.
Yes.
Seagull.
Tall seagull
Fine.
was a cockatoo. But yes, half of the any seagull that was not described, including the Don, had the flock of seagulls haircut. Canon.
That's their
Thanks
gang
for
marker.
watching. Stay tuned for more great content from the One Page One Shot Club Cartel Corporation
Channel?
channel.
Woo!
Company.
That works too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.